together with other Banking on Women project and the SME projects. Today, I'm very honored to be your moderator. I see familiar names that we've been having from the previous training. I am very excited. So we have a very good training lined up for you. Today, we are looking at managing cash flow in our businesses. We have muted your microphones. We've turned off your video just to ensure that today we are really going to have a very good communication as far as this training is concerned. So thank you very much. Welcome. Get your pen and paper ready. We are going to really have a good session. We are going to have chat discussion. We are going to run polls, and we are going to have a Q&A session so that none of us is going to be left behind. Our expert trainer is ready, Esther, and our colleagues from the CoBank side are also ready. We have our colleagues online, Gideon and Winnie, who will be taking through your Q&A. So be sure to post them there. But for now, we'll be using the chat box for all our communications. So thank you very much. And I'd like to hand this over to Peter from the CoBank side to give us our introductory remarks. And then we'll hand it over to Esther, who's going to proceed. Thank you very much. And over to you, Peter, if you can hear me.
Thank you so much, Jamie, for that introduction and welcome. And for our customers, we want to welcome you in this session. And before we start this session, we want to start with a word of prayer from Lois Karanja from CoBank. Lois.
Thank you, Peter, and welcome our customers. Thank you for taking your time to join us today for this meeting. Let's pray so that we can begin. Dear Lord, we thank you for your grace, which you have made sufficient for us. Thank you for our customers. Thank you even for this session. I pray that we are going to have a good, informative, interactive session. And also, Lord, continue to enrich our trainer, Esther, and everyone that is involved, even our moderator and all our customers. Bless their businesses in everything that they do. Give them favor. This we pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Back to you, Peter.
Amen, amen, and thank you so much, Lois. Lois is one of staff members at Diaspora Banking, supporting our relatives who are out of the country. So I hope, Jimmy, you can hear me clearly now.
Yeah, now it's very clear, Peter. May you proceed.
Right. Okay, thank you so much, and a very warm welcome to our customers for joining again in this session that we are having. We are glad that we met again, and we're going to talk about cash flows. Thank you so much, because we continue to see you participate in all the things that we have in terms of the events. And we are glad that today we're going to talk about what really matters in our business. And we'll be talking about cash flow management. And one of the things we have realized is that business don't go down because of maybe profitability, but most of the businesses actually fail because of lack of cash flows. And I think when looking at this topic, is a very critical topic, very key for our businesses. And I think it's a topic that we have also received feedback from you, so that we are able to provide this kind of a session. And so we are glad that we have trainers on this. We have done several trainings before with IFC. We partnered to do several trainings. I think this is the fifth session that we'll be having in collaboration with IFC. And we've done something on records. We've done a topic on managing financial statements, using the financial statements. We've done something on profitability. And I think today we proceed with cash flow management. So I think for us, as our customers, we needed to welcome you again to be together in this session. Let's participate and let's learn. Let's continue to implement the things that we learn, because we are learning this every Thursday. And these skills are very important for us as we do our business. And so we are committed as a bank to continue supporting you with these trainings. And we are also committed to ensure that you also have the financial solutions that you really need in this as you do business. So as we proceed, you realize that we have Esther Masharia, who is our lead trainer on this capacity building from IFC side. And we are also joined by Anthony Kinywa Wangeshi, who is also our head of SME, and he'll also be coming later to share the solutions that really relate to the cash flow management for our businesses. I think, Jimmy, without further ado, I want to take this opportunity to invite Esther to proceed with her presentation. Esther, if you can hear us.
Thank you, Peter. That's a great introduction. And it is an honor to be here with you once again, another Thursday, when we come together to learn. And today we are going to be looking at the topic on cash flow management. We have gone through a number of topics, like was introduced by Peter. And the last topic that we did was on profitability. And the key thing is, once you have managed to achieve that area of profitability, or you know how to even calculate your profitability, you know the difference between profit and profitability. What do you do with the cash after that? So in today's course, I would like to welcome you. We go through this course on cash flow management. And we are offering you this skills building course because we know you have challenges in cash flow management. So this course is going to equip you with skills to help you manage your cash more efficiently. And at the end of the course, we'll tell you more about other training courses that we are offering that are really going to help you. And with that, we are going to jump directly into our agenda for today. And first thing is the introduction that we have already done through chat. So in chat, as you join us, give us your name, your location, and your expectation for today. And with that, we'll be able to now move in together, knowing who we are with in this particular training. So next, let's start off by asking ourselves, what challenges do you have in money management? We are going to be doing a lot of interactions, so please participate. We have a poll, and what we are asking today, what challenges do you face in managing your cash flow? Please share with us on chat. Please share with us in the poll that Jimmy is going to put up. Jimmy, thank you.
There we go.
What challenges do you face in cash flow management? Please participate in the poll. The answers are coming in quick and fast.
Indeed.
Yes. This is great.
So we are 30 seconds away. Thank you, Joshua. I see you're putting your comments there. Challenges, lack of cash. Thank you. Mary Anyango, you're saying demand. All right, so we are 14 seconds away. I'm going to bring this one to a close. Okay, there we go. So the majority of us are saying the major challenges as far as cash flow management is concerned is mixing business and personal money. We're at 62%. No cash flow budget, 12%. For poor records keeping, 9%. Excessive spending was at 5%. Slow collection as a challenge for cash flow management was at 8%. And then lastly, late payment stands at 4%. Over to you, Esther.
Well, thank you. Thank you for those inputs. And we can definitely see the issue of mixing personal money with business money is one of the biggest challenges that we face. And today we'll be looking at that cash flow management to just know how do we solve these problems. So as business owners, we struggle with cash flow management. So this course is designed to help you to overcome the challenges that you have identified. And as we go through, we are going to look at what this course will help you to do. This course will help you to control the cash flow supporting your business. It will help you to overcome the cash flow management challenges that you're experiencing on a daily basis. We will also be able to build cash reserves to ensure the expansion of your business is actually on course. because we know majority of business owners, you have problems in building a cash reserve. And this course is going to teach us how to build cash reserves and also to utilize them to our advantage. We'll also be able to plan cash flows to ensure the continuity of our businesses. And the course will help us to plan our cash flows and hence avoid any challenges of the business running out of cash for operations. So cash flow planning will also help you to access loans and expand your business. This is one area that the banker will always be looking at. And with that, now let's look at the objectives that we expect from this particular course. What are our objectives and what are our expected outcomes? So after this course, you'll be able to describe the key concepts and principles of cash flow management. We are going to explain to you how to increase your cash inflows and reduce your cash outflows. And we are going to conclude the first session on cash flow management by just explaining the steps to use for effective cash flow management. So after that, we are going to proceed to define cash reserves and explain how to build the cash reserves for your business. We'll conclude that topic on cash reserves by explaining how to develop a strategy for managing your business cash reserves. So finally, we will conclude the course by explaining how to plan for your business cash flows. We will define cash flow forecasting. We'll then introduce to you Cashflow Forecast, which is a very important tool, and teach you how to use it. And we'll conclude the session by looking at the benefits of using a cash flow forecast for your business. So in this, we are going to have multiple engagements and activities in the webinar. So work with me and let us participate together, because like we said, the more you participate, the more you learn. And with that, we jump into our first agenda for today. And we are going to be establishing the key concepts and principles of cash flow management. This is our very first session in this case. For us to be able to tackle this particular topic, we are going to start by defining cash flow management. Then we will explain the steps to follow in managing cash flow effectively. After that, we will apply the learning by helping the management of Hodari enterprises to identify their cash flow problems. And as we are looking at Hodari enterprises, also look at your business, because you may be experiencing the same problems, and these are the solutions that you're going to apply. We will conclude the session by sharing some important and winning tips on cash flow management. So, to begin with, we need to ask ourselves, what do we mean by cash flow? What do we mean by cash flow? When we are looking at cash flow, we are looking at the total amount of money. When we talk of total, we are meaning cumulative cash for all business activities. And it needs to be flowing in and out. You should be able to quantify all the cash flowing in and out of a business. And it is over a period of time. This means that you need to specify the time of interval that you're doing this cash flow. Is it within 1 day? Is it within half a day, a week, a month, a quarter, or even a year? It's good for you to have a timeline for this. And as we do it, you should ask, how do we measure the health of a business? And we measure the health of a business by looking at the cash in and cash out. So a business is considered healthy from its cash inflow, when its cash inflow surpasses the cash outflow. And I believe we have talked about this a number of times. So the banks will only lend to healthy businesses to help them operate. And many business people are not confidently stating exactly how much cash is flowing in and out of the business at any given time. The managers comes in, goes out, but in terms of quantifying, it is very difficult for us to actually confidently say how much it is. So the reason for this is that we are not practicing cash flow management. We are not applying cash flow management practices into our business. And that is why this course will help you to streamline your cash flow management and hence take you towards the access of more credit for your business. Because the moment you deal with that, then you'll be able to actually get more cash flowing into your business through loans or even through investors. So we will proceed ahead and define cash flow management. So cash flow management, it is the process of tracking how much money is flowing in and out of your business. When we talk about a process, and I will insist on this, it implies the flow management is not a one-time event. It has to be continuous. You have to keep your eye on it. Some business people tend to measure their business cash flow only for accounting and audit purpose, or when they are requested by their relationship manager at Corp Bank. So cash flow management is never ending. It is a continuous process, and it is a skill that we need to apply, and more so in the current challenging economic times that we are facing. Because the moment you take your eyes out of it, your business can easily go down. Cash is king in a business. So when you look at tracking, there is a need for you to record, analyze, and follow up cash flows, like we did from the business record lesson. So if tracking is not done frequently, you may easily find your business has run out of cash for operations. So you find that you want to pay for this, but you cannot pay for it. So cash flow management, it's a systematic process of tracking every single shilling that comes in and out of your business. And now we are going to see how we can do this in a very systematic way. So the first thing that you do when you're doing cash flow management, you need to identify your cash flow. Then we'll go to how you increase the cash inflows. Then how you reduce the cash outflows. And eventually you manage the cash reserves. And we'll go through these steps one by one. So take note on this. The first thing you do, you need to identify your cash flows. Where is my cash coming in and where is it going out? So cash flow management, first of all, begins by separating your total cash flows into inflows, that is money flowing into the business, and outflows, money flowing out of your business. You need to identify all the activities that result in cash flowing into and out of your business. The activities that lead to cash injections into your business include cash collection from customers, cash coming from financiers, that is both external, like the banks, and internal, like you as the owner of the business. You need to record any money you inject into the business. Likewise, the activities that deplete cash from your business include making cash payments to vendors for goods or services supplied. Also, payment to financiers when you pay your loans and that interest, that is cash flowing out of your business. And also payment to the business owners when you pay yourself a salary or when you withdraw money from the business, that is payment to you. So as you can see from the picture that we have, you're beginning now to organize your business cash flows. And you should note, plan for specific and scheduled payment to yourself as the business owner so that you can avoid impasse and impromptu cash withdrawals from your business. This is the first point. You start separating your business cash flows and your cash flow. Pay yourself a salary. Separate the two accounts. If you're only running a business account, get a personal account and a business account. And Cooperative Bank is here to help you with that. So this will give you greater control of your business cash flows and avoid cash crisis. So we are going to move to the next step after identify our cash flows. So the next step is to, how do we increase the cash inflows? We need to increase the cash inflows. And we are going to liken this to a funnel. Increasing the opening of the funnel as much as possible, that is increasing the cash flowing into the business as much as possible. That should be our aim. And some of the suggestions for widening the funnel opening into your business include this. Increase the products and service offering. Look at your business, see which are the products you can bring on board. If you're a consultant, for example, you can increase the service range into the following. You can start coming out with content, what we call instructional design. You can start training. You can also do motivational talks. And also you can train other trainers, do coaching and mentorship. For a person who is in a school, you have only been doing physical classrooms, you can think of online teaching. Now that it has been accepted, especially after 2020. For retail outlets, increase the product range based on the customer demand. Look for products that are related to your business and expand to that. You can also expand to new markets. You can do either physically or virtually. This is another way to increase the funnel. You can open more shops. You can go to new geographical areas. And also, you can go to the virtual market. Instead of only selling physically, then you can also go to the online market so that you cross even the borders of your locality and even of the country. So what we do is that we encourage businesses to run an online presence to market and sell their products. So the result of this is that more cash is flowing into your business from different customers, from different markets, even without borders. The other thing that you can do, diversify your income streams. Invest your money. You find you have excess money in the bank account, invest it. Buy shares. That is why CoBank has got Kingdom Securities. Get into having a savings account for your business that can earn you interest. You can go also to lending to the government through government boards and treasury bills. So all these are open to you. Own real estate in the name of your business so that you're able to get income from your business. You can also invest in other new businesses that are coming up. You find you have a new person trying to get into business and it's a viable idea, invest in it and get dividends from that business. So we are going to look at some ideas of increasing your business cash inflows. And what we say is this: make it easy for the customers to buy. That is, go online, get phone orders. Also, make it easier for your customers to pay, to get your products and services, delivery of items, and pickup locations. Come up with that. Make it easier for your customers to pay. Do not stick only that you must bring cash or you go deposit it physically in the bank. Utilize the mobile banking platforms that we have been offered by our financiers. Encourage also cash payment. For those customers who probably, there is no issue of saying that you cannot pay me cash. What if the customer has cash? Encourage the cash payment. Offer discounts and sales promotions to push sales volumes. This is especially when you find that your stock is accumulating. Offer cash discount and do sales promotion so that you don't hold so much stock. And also for the customers who have not been paying, accelerated collection, shorten your credit days and set reminders to pay up the money. So always look at this. And now that we have seen all that, how we can increase the cash inflows, let us see, how do you reduce your business cash outflows? When you're looking at reducing the business cash outflows, we are going to liken it to a tap, where the business is the tap and the cash is the water of your business. And as we all know, water is life. Water is precious and should therefore not be wasted. Initiate efforts that will conserve the flow of cash out of your business. Anytime you see cash getting out of your business, remember that is water. Use the rule of the thumb. Tighten the tap to control the cash flowing out of your business. And the following are some suggestions. Spend strictly according to budget. Do not underestimate the benefits of a budget. So prepare one, it is not a waste of time. So a budget, it's a very powerful tool for managing your cash outflows. And the budget guides you in your spending and keeps your spending in check. Stick to the budget as much as possible. For you as the business person, avoid making cash payments from using cash. Avoid making cash payments. So what you do, use the banking platforms that you have been given. Use the mobile transfer because they are going to give you a statement on that. Use your bank account. It is going to help you avoid the issue of impulse spending. Then pay your bills and taxes on time to avoid any penalties that may come up. Make your payment on designated days. Look at the big corporates. They'll tell you when they make their payments. Adopt that. So avoid any ad hoc payments, any day, anytime. It's going to help you quite a lot. So as we have seen now how to tighten the kind of cash outflows, we need to look practically. How do you do it? How do you do this? Negotiate for longer payment terms with your suppliers. So the more you hold on to the money by the suppliers, then you can be sure that you're holding money in the business, but make sure you don't spoil the relationship. Then lease items, lease fixed assets instead of buying. Because when you buy, a very huge amount of cash outflow happens. So the leasing option is very important in tightening your cash outflows. Then think of installment payments. Negotiate to make your payments in installment. It's going to slow down your cash outflows and you're able to utilize it in the business to generate more income. Take advantage of early payment incentives as much as possible. It is going to help you to conserve some cash. Avoid default and penalties. In paying your bills, your taxes, or your loans, it will save you money. Then practice cost control. Be very creative in cutting out costs in your business. Every shilling that is saved for your cash flow is going towards increasing the cash flow, the cash inflows into your business. So switch off the lights that you're not using. We have a lot of sun in Kenya or in Africa. Just use renewable energy where necessary. So look at this and also think about digital, what it can save you. Do more of digital meetings so as you can avoid the transport involved. So look at the parking fees that probably you go to pay when you go for the meeting. You apply all these, then you are going to reduce the cash outflows. So we are going to apply the learnings that we have had to assist the management of Hodari. And I'm going to show you the cash flow of Hodari. And from this cash flow, the question that I'm asking today, I want you to study this cash flow. What is the problem? What is the problem with the cash flow of Hodari Enterprises? We have a cash flow statement. What is the problem when you look at it? Take 2 minutes, look at it, and share with us on the chat platform. What is the problem with this particular cash flow? And Jimmy will take us through as the answers come through on chat. We are communicating through chat. Let's communicate through chat. We have muted your microphones, so we will communicate through chat.
Yeah, so there's an overspending. Mary says there's a higher cash flow than the outflows. Okay. All right. They have negative cash flows from month on end. Okay, negative cash flows. All right. So thank you very much for all those answers. They're coming through. They are spending more than income. It has more outflows than inflows. Low sales, overspending. So over to you, Esther. There's a lot of answers around overspending, outflows being higher than the inflows. Okay, and the answers are coming in still. So over to you, Esther.
Okay, so those are very good responses. And thank you. Thank you, Jimmy, for taking us through that. So as you look at the business in totality, if you look at the month of June, they have been having negative net cash flows. And then at the end of the day in June, they have even depleted any money that they brought on board before January. And they have a cash deficit of 1,340,000. So from this, we can see the cash flow, it helps you to monitor your business cash flows. We see the problem we have here, and we are going to come back to this. It will help you to identify the cash flow problems, and you can be able to fix them before it is too late. So we are going to conclude this session by sharing with the management of Hodari Enterprises some cash management tips. And you may be Hodari Enterprises, so take these tips with you. Separate business and personal cash flows. Mixing the two tempts you to use business cash for meeting personal expenses. So some business owners tend to mix the business and personal cash. So we advise you separate, like I said before. You will have a greater control of your business cash flow. And a good way of separating, like I said, pay yourself a salary as the manager of the business. Then live within your means. The salary you pay yourself, live within it. Set aside excess cash, increasing your business cash inflow and reducing the cash outflows creates a surplus. Set it aside in a business savings account. So if you don't have a business savings account, open one immediately after this. Keep good records. They will help you to account for every shilling that you have. Chase your debts. Your debtors will not prioritize paying you if you are not following up on them. So develop a system to detect the debtors and to collect immediately. Prioritize your spending. That is, issues to do with taxes, loans, suppliers, and staff are very important. So pay them fast to avoid probably paying less important items in the business and you leave this that can actually cause penalties in your business. The other things that we say, and I'll repeat, don't carry idle cash. Avoid impulse buying. That is work with a budget. Avoid trying to keep up with the Joneses and the Kamau's. Don't live like your neighbor. Live your life. Use the apps that you have been provided like Coop Cash to be able to manage your finances. And at the end of the day, you'll be having very good cash flow management. If Hodari was to apply this, then their cash flow would not have gone to a negative. And if you're Hodari over here, these are your cash management tips. So we'll go to our next agenda today on building business cash reserves. And in this topic, we are going to define cash reserves. After that, we'll learn how to build the cash reserves. Then we are going to answer the question on how much cash do we set aside. Then also, we are going to look at the advantages of the cash reserves. And eventually, we are going to conclude by advising Hodari on how to manage his cash reserves. So let us dive into this particular session. If you have any questions as we move on, please put it in the Q&A tab. Put it in the question and answer. We'll answer it as we go along. We are quite a number of us here. So in building cash reserves, we find that many SME owners do not fully understand the business cash reserves. So we are going to define it. We'll see how to build it and also how important it is in our business. As we define cash reserves, this is money in cash a company or an individual keeps on hand to meet emergency funding. When you're talking of keeping, you have chosen not to spend it. When we are saying it is on hand, it is available to be used when needed. And we are saying it's an emergency fund. It can only be used when the business is in distress. So it creates a financial buffer that can keep you afloat at a certain time when things are thick without you going for a loan. So the purpose of the emergency fund is to improve your financial security by creating a safety net that can be used to meet unanticipated expenses. You don't just move into it. That is why it needs to be in a savings account that you cannot reach to very easily. And the key thing that I need to ask you, when you look at your business, not personal, what are the business emergencies which can lead you to spending your cash reserve? Share with us on chat, which are the business emergencies that can make you spend your cash reserve? Please share with us on chat. We have about 1.5 minutes. We share on this. Jimmy, you'll take us through that.
Okay, high demand is one of the business emergencies. Thank you very much, John Bosco, for that. Increased customer demands, COVID distressed, increase of goods. Wanjiku says, your premises burning down is an example of a business emergency. Machines breakdown. Thank you very much, guys, for your responses. Sickness, that's Sarah. Lack of raw material, that is stock. Thank you very much. Health, restocking, theft and repairs, accident, litigations. Wow. And the feedback is so much here, Esther. Let me take 2 and then we can proceed. Customer borrowing, a lot. Okay. Vehicle breakdown, new business could be an emergency. Okay. Power blackout. Wow. So thank you very much, guys. And over to you, Esther.
Thank you, Jimmy. Those are great examples, great responses, and they are legitimate emergencies. If you look through them, you can note that there are some that we can avoid by taking insurance covers. And we have a multitude of insurance covers that are offered. Look at the emergency that you can take an emergency cover for. So business cash reserves are going to help you to continue operations in the event of a legitimate emergency. And all that you have mentioned, those are legitimate emergencies. And the cash reserve will help you to do that so that you don't lose out on business opportunities. So from that, let us learn, now that we have realized we have emergencies, how do we build a cash reserve? You build a cash reserve by setting aside money. So in our previous session, we saw how you manage the cash flow. We said the rule of the thumb is increase the cash flowing into the business and reduce the cash flowing out. And like we can see in our picture over here, we see a reservoir. Inside is a pool of cash. The pool of cash is what we reserve to as the cash reserve. What remains after cash flowing out and the rest flowing out. You cannot have a pool in your business if you have not mastered the art of increasing cash inflows and tightening the cash outflows. You have learned various strategies to help you practically increase the cash inflows and reduce the cash outflows. So if you apply the recommendations, you'll be able to build a pool of cash for your business. So what successful businesses have in common is that each one of them has a cash reserve. So, and the key question you ask yourself, how much cash is enough as a reserve? And we'll look at that and we'll show you how to calculate it. And to do that, just give us some strategies that you can use in your business to build your cash reserves. How do you build your cash reserve? Make it personal, make it yours. Let's take a minute and share with us on chat. In your business, what will you do to build a cash reserve? Or what do you do to build your cash reserve? Please share with us on chat. And I know Jimmy is on hand to take us through that.
Okay, so one of it is savings. Another says that is some says save a slight percentage of the earnings. That's a way of building a cash reserve. Another one says savings. Okay, set aside some amount. Okay. Reduce expenditure that are not related to the business. Thank you, Vienna, for that. Okay, and the responses are so many, but majorly they are around savings, daily savings, Chama then save, contribute monthly to a savings account, set a percentage of your profit, increase credit period. Wow, so thank you very much, guys. So over to you, Esther.
Wow, those are great, great responses. We can see the way we build a cash reserve, savings comes on top. And now that actually tells us, if you don't have a savings account today, then you need one by the end of the day. And now that you build a savings account, how much cash do you reserve for your business? And this is a challenge for every business owner. So we are going to learn how much to set, the amount to set for your cash reserve. And we'll go through it, how to build it. Your cash flow statement is very important tool, and it is going to help you. And I'll keep emphasizing this. So we saw that the cash flow statement helped Hodari to spot the cash flow problem that they had. So if they did not have that, they would not have known. So the key thing is that to start off, review your cash flow statement for the last 6 months. Go back to your cash flow statement for the last 6 months. And because spending varies from 1 month to another, that is why we need to take 6 months. If your spending is fairly regular, calculate the average spending. That is, you take the total cash outflows for 6 months and you divide by 6 months to see how much your cash outflows are per month. If your business spending is irregular, we are going to look at a better way of estimating the cash needs for your business. And this is how to go about it. So the idea is that These funds should be enough to meet your obligations in the months when you have no cash inflows. That is when they're irregular. And some people will say you keep 3 months business expenses, other 6. It all depends on you. So whether you keep 6 or 3, it depends on the following: your business operations. Do you run a business all the year round, or is it on seasonal basis? A year-round business with stable expenses can often keep more cash reserves, while a seasonal business may find it easier to keep less cash on hand. Okay. The other thing to look at, what is your business stage? Is your business new or is it established? So it is often very hard for a new business to keep cash reserves because it keeps plowing back. You may find they're keeping less cash reserves. But for a business that is long running, it has been there for some time, it can be able to build cash reserves. It has managed to get to the maturity age. Then, what are your expectations for growth? This will also determine. A company that is in rapid growth will need more cash to meet its growing commitment. So it needs to keep more cash reserves. Then also ask yourself, what are my future expenditures? If you have big purchases planned in the next 12 to 35 to 24 months, then you need to keep more cash reserves for you to be able to do that particular purchase. The other question to ask yourself, what is your confidence in your customers or clients? So how confident are you that your customers or clients will be there tomorrow? Can your business take a hit if you lose one or more of those customers? The answer to this would dictate how many months of cash you need to keep on hand. If you have regular customers, you may not need so much. But if your customers are erratic, you need to keep a lot of cash reserve. So after you have asked yourself that, you need to determine the portion of profit to be transferring to the cash reserve. And I'll give you an example. Let's say you're making a net profit of 1.5 million per month. As an owner, you can decide that you're going to be keeping aside 20% of the business profits. That is to say, you can keep about 300,000, which you set aside as a cash reserve. What you do, transfer that amount to a separate bank account, the savings account. It is that simple. Build the reserve until you reach your target amount. Build it on a monthly basis until you reach your target amount. Do not touch the reserve funds unless you really need to. And in case you do, put the money back as soon as possible. The next time you get some amount in the business, put it back. So keeping a record is very important. This approach will ensure that your business is always covered. And if you follow all this, then you're on the way to building a very healthy cash reserve. And with that, we are going to conclude in this particular session on cash reserves. If you have any questions, put them on the Q&A. We are going to answer them so that you don't forget. So we go now to our next agenda for the day, which is cash flow planning, planning for cash flow. What we say, failure to plan for cash flows can result in cash crisis. So we are going to learn how to avoid that from happening in planning cash flows. And with this, we are going to define cash flow forecasting. We also go and define what is cash flow forecast. We are going to practice using the cash flow forecast as a planning tool. And also we will explain the benefits of using the cash flow forecast. So what we say is that foresight is a very important skill to have as a business owner. Kuona mbele. So we are going to sharpen our foresight in cash flow management. So cash flow forecasting, it is a process, like we said, it is continuous, of obtaining an estimate of or forecast of the company's future cash flow. That means quantify it, quantify what is there in the future. And when we talk of about a future cash position, it is forward-looking, not looking back. You use the historical data to look at what is coming up ahead. And so we are going to learn about the tool that helps us in this. That is the cash flow forecast. It is a tool that is used for cash flow. It is about looking at the organization's future cash position, and it is based on anticipated cash inflows and outflows. That means you can reasonably predict the amount of cash to collect or pay. So this tool helps you not to be ambushed or taken by surprise by cash flow management. It is a very good financial practice to actually plan for cash before you get it. Don't plan for cash when it is in your hands or in the bank account. Plan for it before. If you don't, you start the risk of diverting the cash to other purposes. And then you are going to run into a cash flow crisis. A number of us only plan for cash once we have it. So for business, that does not work. So let us use this tool, and we are going to use it to assist Hodari enterprises to overcome their cash flow challenge that we saw. So we were able to identify it, and we can see it here. Here we are. In the month of June, this is their cash flow forecast. In the month of June, we saw that when they were coming to us, as they were closing the year, they had a deficit. Okay, they had a deficit of 1,340,000. And now this is their cash flow forecast for the month of July, August, and September. So we are going to help them come out from that particular position. So there, they had a cash deficit of 1,340,000. So some of the immediate actions that Hodari could have taken, they would have gone to their cash reserves and they inject back 1.3 million into the business in the month of July. That is what a cash reserve would help them. They could also go to their bankers and they get a short-term loan of 1 million and they inject it in the month of July. So then they look at their monthly loan repayment and they renegotiate for repayment in installment. And they're able to pay now 50,000 per month, effective the month of August. If they are to take these steps, look at what will happen to their cash flow. So here is Hodari. If you look at it, when they were closing June on line 20, they had a negative cash flow of 1.34 million. Then they come January, they go to their cash reserves and they get the money from their savings account and put in 1.3. Then they do a bank financing of 1 million and they go and do the loan installment from August of 50,000. You can now start seeing the improvement. One, they come up from a net cash flow of a negative 2.6 million, they go to 2.7. By the time they hit August, and you can see by the end of July, they now have a positive cash flow of 1.13 million. Then by the end of August, once they bring the installments on board, they have a positive cash flow of 1.25 million and September 1.37. So as you can see already, they're able to bridge the gaps. And what has helped? Cash reserve, and also a bank loan, and also reducing the amount of installments that they are paying. The things that we talked about, the tips of managing. So as we can see, we have seen the important role that the cash flow has played in solving emergencies, cash emergencies in a business. So you need to have one. And with a cash forecast, you're able to look ahead. So with that, let us see the benefits of the cash flow forecast in your business. So the cash flow forecast, it guides you in decision making. So it is going to help you to know what is a priority and what is not a priority. You are able to see ahead of time in terms of the potential problems, and you take corrective action. There is no crisis management now. It will also help you to be able to access loans, because whenever you make a loan application, you will always be asked for a cash flow forecast. It is going to help you to project your cash flows and demonstrate that the business will generate cash to pay the loan. It is also going to help you to build a cash reserve. It is not possible to build a cash reserve in your business if you don't know how much you're building towards. So this is going to help you the moment you have a cash flow forecast with you. You will also be able to manage surplus cash. It is going to be a reassurance that the running costs are covered and that excess cash flow is used and set aside in a savings account for the business, so that you can support business operations or investments in future. So you're also able to plan for the upcoming gaps and also track overdue payments. That is going to help you a lot. That is what a cash flow forecast is going to help you in. You see where to collect the debts. And as now we go through this, now that we have looked at all this, we need to conclude this course. And I'll repeat again, if you have questions, please put in the Q&A. So, and to conclude the course, we are going to revisit our objectives. By now, you should be able to describe the key concepts and principles of loan management. We explained how to increase your cash inflows and reduce your cash outflows. And we concluded the session on cash flow management by explaining the steps to use for effective cash flow management. After that, we proceeded to define the cash reserves and explain how to build them. We described the benefits of cash reserves, what they present to the business. We also concluded on the topic of the cash reserves by explaining how to develop a strategy for managing your business cash reserves. And finally, we have concluded the course by explaining how to plan your business cash flow. We defined cash flow forecasting. We then introduced you to a cash flow forecast tool. And also we taught you how to use it. And we have concluded the session by looking at the benefits of using the cash flow forecast in your business. So what I urge you to do, let us apply what we have learned today. And for us to apply this, it is good that from just this session, think of 2 ideas that you have learned today that you're going to implement in your business. And the best way to do this, let's share on chat. What are the 2 ideas you're going to implement in your business after this? Please share with us on chat in the next 2 minutes.
So one of the ideas here, Teddy says, is going to make reserves. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Definitely, I'm going to build reserves. That is Sam. Thank you. opening a business savings account ASAP. All right. Another one says, I'm going to build a cash reserve. I'm going to open a savings account. Adding another line. Okay, thank you very much for that. Create reserves and forecast cash flow. Prepare a cash flow forecast. I'm going to separate my personal and business money. I'm going to invest in money markets. That is Andrew. Thank you very much. Okay, and the responses are really detailed here. One says new markets, build cash reserves for the business, separate business cash flow from personal cash flow. Let me take two more and then I hand it over to you. Stick to budget and savings, open a savings account. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. So over to you, Esther.
Wow, those are great responses. And to just know that from this particular course, you have taken something out of here. So the thing is, for this 1 hour and a half to really be beneficial to you, implement and practice the ideas that you have learned in this training. And I tell you, you will not regret. So with that, now that you have learned so much, there is always more to learn. Which other courses are coming up for us? So next week, we'll be covering the course on working capital management. This is a great follow-up to cash flow management. We are going to be looking at some very important areas that will prevent you from getting into bankruptcy. Then after all that, we'll go to loan management, and eventually in the last courses that we have, we'll be having savings and investments. So what we urge you is stay with us. You will learn a lot and your business will never be the same again. And now that we have covered this, it's good for us to know, how have you found this particular course? Please complete the evaluation that Jimmy is going to share with us, and also post for us any questions that you have. And also suggestions for the future. It will be great to hear that. So let us see from the evaluation, how was the course to you? Please fill in.
Thank you very much, Esther. And as they take on the evaluation, I think we will cross over to CoopBank side. And then I think it's Anthony, but I'll hand it over to you, Peter. And then you'll pass it through over to Anthony, and then we will proceed. Okay. Otherwise, many thanks.
Thank you very much. Your questions, we are going to answer them on Q&A, so please put them there. We will answer them immediately as Anthony takes us through. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Jimmy, and thank you so much, Esther, for that training. I think looking at the chat box, the comments there are overwhelming in terms of how you have delivered a very good training and very practical insights on how to manage our cash flows in business. And I think this is critical. And one of the things you have requested us to do is to apply what we have learned today. And you have gone ahead to say we need to have a strategy around cash flow management for our businesses. So thank you so much. And I think our learning call still to our customers is to ask them to, continue to look at our cash flows and continue to engage professionals like the bank officials or trainers like Esther, so that then we are able to track on what we are doing. It matters regarding our cash flows management. So thank you so much, Esther, for that training. And in this opportunity, I want to invite Anthony to take us through the next part of the session on how then we also collaborate to ensure that you have cash flows in your business. Over to you, Anthony.
Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you so much, Esther and Jimmy, and also our customers who have logged in. We really appreciate this we do, so that we can grow each other. When you succeed, we also succeed as an institution. So thank you so much for finding time to join in your busy schedules, and we really do appreciate. And at the end of every course, we believe that once we also share the materials with you, then it's also strengthens and ensures that you you have sustainability in your business. I'll also come through and say, just as a rejoiner, and just to enforce on what Esther has taken us through, cash flow is very key for us, even as a bank, because it's the movement, or what Esther said is the movement of cash in and out. And one of the critical things then for us then is to ensure as business people, then we're able to track that movement. And I'll be taking you through some of these insights. And our objective, just to confirm, is for us, as I take you through, I'll take us through on just in a continuation, which is MSME solutions. Esther has talked about saving. Esther has talked about different ways in which we can ensure that our inflows are more than our outflows. And how do we balance? How do we manage the two? So as one of the things she mentioned was about the reserves, the savings, what accounts can you have within the bank that you can save for a rainy day. I'll be taking you through on what we have done in line to that. And I'll be taking you through what we call the MSME packages. And at the end of it, then we'll also know what are these benefits that comes along with that package, with that account. Then how do I also leverage on that those packages to ensure that then I improve my cash flows? And again, who are my main partners? What do I need to do to ensure that I continue sustaining the cash flows as we have been taught? So I shall cover the bundled accounts, the solution, the benefit, and more so when it comes to tracking, it's the in and out. So it's the collection or the receiving and the payment that I'll be talking through. So let me go straight to say, as we engage from a banking perspective, when you come into our branches, there are three needs that you will tie up to this. As an MSME, you need to have a transaction solution. You need to have an account. You need to start a relationship with the bank. As an MSME, then we have a bundled solution that I'll talk more, that comes into a package. One account, we have moved away from the traditional way where we only have a single current account. But we are saying nowadays, in cognizant of what has happened, in cognizant that we want to understand your business well, we have bundled some solutions which I'll be talking through. So once you start your relationship with us, with a package account, then you get onboarded. We assist you as a bank to help you track the movement of cash within the business and out of the business. So we give you what you call the payment solution and also the collection solutions, which I'll speak through in a minute. And the two, when you have a transactional solution, when you have a payment solution, this then leads to us now having a lending solution. It makes it easy for you to access credit from the bank. And I know Esther also spent some time saying, unless the banks understands you, and unless the banks understand the movement in and out, the movement and the management of your cash flow, then it becomes a bit difficult. And for me, I'll unpack then, how do you leverage on the transactional solutions? How do you leverage on the payment and the receiving solutions to make it for you have easy access of the credit within the bank? So in order to support us now as MSMEs, the bank has three propositions. We have three packages. One, we call it a bronze package or a start package. And this is designed for the young micro enterprises, those who are, those who have just kicked off the businesses, those who are on 1 year and below. Is a time that we are adapting, you are starting over, you are learning the dynamics. So we start you off with what you call a bronze package. Then as you grow and then you start stabilizing, you start expanding, then we give you what we call a silver package. What you do is we upgrade you. And what makes us upgrade you is the movement, how you manage your cash flow, how you're able to see and track your bankings from the statements. from the account, from that transactional account that you have opened with us. Then for those who have established, those who have branches, they have good ecosystem, we call them, we give them what we call a gold package. And this is, you're able to do a lot of connection. These are people who at least are on their way to become corporates, the senior, let me call them the senior MSMEs. So those are the three packages that we have. And how then do I know which package I belong to? If you're in the bronze package, we categorize our packages based on the annual sales that you do. So if you are there and you are doing in annual sales of less than 10 million, annual sales of less than 10 million, we'll start you with a bronze package. If you then exceed the 10 million mark and you are within that range of growing the expansion phase of between 10 million and 1 to a million, 100 million, then we'll give you what we call a silver package. And again, those of us who are doing annual sales of between over 100 million up to 500 million, then we believe these are people with systems a bit established. We give them what we call a gold package. So what are some of these benefits that comes with each and every account that you have? We said we have moved away from the traditional single current account to a bundled account that has, yes, once you open, the other fringe benefits that you gain. And what are the critical concerns? I think as a MSME, you want to see growth in your business. You want to have additional and enough working capital. You want to have staff satisfaction, the people who support you in your small business, in your medium business. You want them to be satisfied so that as you enjoy also facilities from the bank, there's something that we can also extend to them. And I will be talking about it in a short while. And we are all in business. We want to expand, we want to invest. So those are the critical concerns. So then it means then we all fit in either of the above, whatever I've displayed, the package, either a bronze, either a silver and a gold. And just as a snapshot, if you look at what else that comes with that account, and that's why we are calling it a package. If you're in bronze and you're starting up your business, you hustle, what I will say, the common word used is you're hustling your way up there. We give you up, and as we monitor your bankings, as you bank with us and we look at your turnovers, we're able to qualify for an unsecured limit of up to 1 million, and that is done within your phone. And when as you grow up, as we upgrade you, then that takes us to the silver package where you can get up to 6 million. Again, on gold package, you get unsecured of up to 10 million. This is purely based on the consistent cash flows and bankings within your business. Again, we give you an insurance cover. If you look at the limit now, as you grow, as you expand, as you upgrade, then the limit goes up. For bronze is 100,000, for silver 500,000, for gold packages a free accident cover of up to 1 million. Other things is you enjoy for bronze, you have online banking. Your employees, as you grow, then you're able to give them some small e-credit loans with some smaller limits so that you're able to also manage. They're also able to manage their advances or their needs. When you come to the silver package, again, first checkbook is free. You have a dedicated relationship. We give you some of the collection and payment solution free of charge. And again, for gold package, the same thing. We give free checkbook to help you now as you do the checks, as you do your transaction. You're able to track the movement in and out, or with and outside your business, any cash in and out that is circulating within your business. So those are some of the things that comes with each and every package. I know all of us are in a certain package here. It's good you know which one, based on my annual sales, which package do I belong to, and what are some of these benefits that I get when I open a bronze account, a silver account, or a gold account. And just to go on is to say, for us to be able to track and to support you, do your payments, pay your suppliers. You do payments by paying suppliers, paying your bills, doing other transfers, checking, establishing other standing orders and scheduling payments in or out. We give you a collection and payment solutions. The convenience in you securing or receiving payments from your customers. We give you three main solutions. The M collection, which is a platform that allows you to receive payments, and you're able to know, you're able to get a narration of who has paid, when, the details. Again, the Lipa and M-Pesa, the same thing. It makes it easy for you to track the PDQ machines. We said cash is the king. We encourage, yes, cashless transaction, and we also support you by ensuring that you have the necessary gadgets to ensure that that happens within your business. So just to say, for you to be able to track, and I'll repeat this, for you to be able to track the movement of the cash flows within your business, you need to know, this is what I'm paying, this is the amount I'm paying, these are the records that can show what I'm paying. Or the other way, the reverse of it is also, this is what I'm receiving from this X person, these are the amounts. So that is very crucial in us even understanding the movement or the business model of your business. We're also saying that in this era, the issue of insurance is very key. The free accident cover. And we're also saying this doesn't only cover for the stock. It's good that as you engage, as you open either of the package, it's also good to take an insurance cover of yourself as the main director. You take insurance of the main director or the proprietor, and also extend the same insurance to your whatever merchandise that you're dealing on with. And again, once you're able to do this, once you're able to ensure that your business is insured, you have a collection solution, you have a payment solution, you have a relationship with the bank, then it makes it easy for you to leverage on the loans that or credit facilities that we have. And what we are doing is we are now also as a bank leveraging more on partnership with people who are supporting the MSMEs. In recent, just to quote the two recent arrangement that we have done, we have entered a partnership with the government to help us rebuild our businesses through what we call a scheme called CGS scheme. And when we enter into partnership, then we ensure that we negotiate for some preferential terms. The CGS schemes has is inclusive of all MSMEs. It has a preferential rate of 12.5%, and you just require to be tax compliant and ensure that your business is registered or you have a license. Again, our partners, IFC, we continue doing information dissemination, but we are also partnered with them. If you are a doctor or if you know a doctor and you're in the call, we have now partnered with, again, with IFC on what we call medical equipment financing, that you're able to support you, ensure that you get that medical, that specialized medical equipment, which will be self-securing and with very, very, very good terms. So for us to be able to address all your working capital needs, it's good for you to have this collection and payment solution, and more so initiate a relationship with the bank. How do you initiate a relationship with the bank? Is through opening that account and ensuring that whether it's a current account that helps you to facilitate your current transaction or a savings account. If you walk into any of the branches, and I love the comment I had that someone said, I'm going to open a reserve account with my bank, with Coop Bank. What it means that you want an account that you will not have ease of access. You know, it's not a transactional account, but it's a reserve account. You have an account called Hekima, where we even restrict you. You can only do one withdrawal within 3 months. Why do we do that? That instills discipline or what we call improves the savings culture, which is very crucial, especially for our businesses. So just to recap again, as I wind up, is to say there are so many benefits that comes with you initiating a relationship with us, you opening that account with us. There is a financing angle that you can get, whether short-term, whether medium-term, whether investment working capital, or mortgage finance and asset finance, that you get once you initiate, once you are in a package account. There is also the transaction and payment solution that this is very beneficial to you as an MSME because you're able to track the movement in and out. And we're also saying you have a dedicated relationship manager, and also you enjoy the access to core bank. We do these webinars for free. And we do this to ensure that any crucial information then is disseminated and you're able to use it within your business. So that all comes in that's the benefit of you as an MSME having a relationship or having a packaged account with us. So finally is to say what would be my passionate appeal to you. I've taken you through on if you're doing annual sales of below 10 million, you belong to a bronze package. If you are doing between 10 to 100 million sales in a year, you belong to a silver package. If you're doing between 100 million to 500 million, you are in a gold package. I am extending a passionate appeal. Visit your relationship manager. If you have a current account, demand or request the relationship manager to move you in a package solution so that you continue enjoying the other unsecured and the insurance and the other platforms for you to be able to make collection or receive or make payments. Number two is if you don't have a collection or a receiving a payment, a collection and a payment platform, please liaise also with their relationship manager, walk to any of our branches, request for them to open a Lipa na M-Pesa or a name collection, whichever suits your business, so that it becomes also easy for you to do reconciliation and understand your business model. What do you need to do? What do you need to change? That will be very crucial. And lastly, keep a very close relationship with the branch managers, relationship managers. I keep on saying, because these are the people who understand. They are with you on the ground, and they are your advocates. When they float those, when they send those proposals to us for approval, that's the advocate that you have within your vicinity. So keep abreast with them, keep close contact with them. Identify the working capital needs with them, sit down with them, listen to them, so that as they put in a proposal, then it becomes even easy for us to be able to support you. So I want to stop at that, Peter, and also say thank you so much again, once again, to our customers. We continue doing this. We continue partnering with the likes of IFC so that we ensure that the information, the crucial information that we need as MSMEs to keep our business afloat is disseminated to you, and you get to enjoy. This should be about our 54th or 55th webinar, and we'll continue having these on weekly basis so that it also becomes very beneficial to you. Once more, again, to Peter, and for me is we'll continue supporting the MSMEs. Feel free to walk into any of our branches, and we'll continue growing together, both from a customer side and also from a banker side. Thank you so much. So I'll take it, being informed, I'll take it back to Jimmy so that we can also have a section maybe to take 1 or 2 questions. Jimmy, over to you, and thank you so much, our customers. Asante.
Thank you so very much, Anthony. There, very enlightening session. And before we let you go, I think I can read out a few questions here you can speak to. I see Peter and Gideon have really done a good job answering to those that have come in the Q&A. So there's one burning here from Teddy Owino is asking, can we get financial consultation from professionals in the bank?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that question. Yes, as a bank, we have a consultant. The bank has a subsidiary called Corp Bank Consultancy. Actually, if I can mention, it's one of the biggest CSRs that we have. We have a team of about 30 consultants who sit in that unit. Yes, they are there. We reach out after this. They are there. I can confirm we have professional consultant within the bank. Number two, we also have another consultant in our branches called a branch manager and a relationship manager. So it's good you talk to our branch managers, our relationship managers, and if the need is a bit complex, then we'll connect you to what you call Corp Bank Consultancy Services, which is one of our subsidiary fully supported by the bank. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Teddy, I hope we've been able to speak to that. So there was another one from Ntabo. Ntabo is asking, how can I reserve my cash at Corp Bank? I think she's asking about the different savings account and products that they can really use to build their reserves. So maybe you could speak to that as well. So thank you, Ntabo, for that.
Thank you so much. We have an array of savings accounts with the bank. I know I slightly talked about one Hekima account that we pay interest on deposit on quarterly basis. That's a good one. And what we do is we also limit you from withdrawing. We actually give only one debit within a month, so that we also build a culture of saving. Of course, also from our consultancy, we have a team that deals with fund management. We can connect you to, so that you reach out to them and see how then, if you want to save and have some very good interest rate on your deposit, then we can for sure negotiate for that as a bank. Those services are available in a big way in Corp Bank. Thank you.
So Anthony, thank you so very much. The rest of the questions, there were so many, and Gideon and Peter, together with Esther, have been able to speak to them in the Q&A section. So I see we are at exactly 12:30. I don't know whether, Peter, you have any other questions that you have noted on your end. We can bring them and speak them through. Otherwise, I'd like to bring this one to a close. So Peter, over to you. You're on mute.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So thank you, Jimmy, for that, and thank you, Anthony, for coming to say these are some of the ways that we partner with our customers on matters, cash flows management, and some of the support that we really offer. And I think possibly just want to answer one question that had been asked by Alice Otieno, and she had asked, if I have a business account already, how do I join MSME packages? Bronze to be precise. Yeah, so I think one of the things we're saying, an MSME package account is an account that has been created specifically for those people who are in business. So it has been enabled to say that it is specifically for people who are in business, because you look at it, it has quite a number of solutions that are tied to it. And so for you then to be able to join is to say, you need to know which account do you have. If you had a current account before, then you don't need to open another account. You only need to migrate you to the new MSME package account. We don't need to do anything. You still retain the account number, but then at the back end, we are able to change it so that it has the features for MSME package account. Then if you do not have a current account for business, then you may need to open a bronze account in our branches, and it is very easy. You just disclose that this is a business that I operate, and these are the trading levels. Where do I fall in terms of the segment, either bronze, silver, or gold? So that way you'll be able to be assisted, and you'll also be able to be supported for other loans. Should you want a loan facility, even with a new account, then don't have to worry, because we'll have to look at the history of the other account and we are able to assess how you are trading before, and we will still be able to support you. So I think that's one of the questions that I've seen. Anthony, I don't know whether you want to add any comments in regards to that.
Thank you. I think you have well answered, Peter. What I can also maybe say is we'll share all this recording and all this material for our reference, so that in case you have any query or any support that you need, then we're able to support you. I think, Peter, that is it for me. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much. There's one burning one here from Mary Masharia. So let me just bring this up and then we can close it. I see we are 3 minutes away. Mary is asking, how do I integrate the Coop Bank pay bill to a website for online payments? And then there's a follow-up question, I think similar on payments. Rafael is asking, can a business name that is Lipa na M-Pesa be migrated when transitioning to a company?
Yes, I'll start with the last one. Yes, during transition, as Peter has explained, remember, if you have an existing account or an LNM, we'll factor in as we do the migration, so no problem. And again, this applies to, we are saying, we have 3 packages: bronze, silver, and gold. We can upgrade and again downgrade. So we review based on the bankings. Remember, this is also a package that is tied to your business volume, your annual sales turnover. So we can upgrade, we can downgrade, but more so, I think, is to say, as we do the transition, then we don't get to lose the bankings or the history. We still have that history with us. The issue of integration is also to confirm that we will also reach, it's possible, we will also reach out to you after this. We have an e-commerce, or what we call transactional banking unit within the bank that supports us with e-commerce and all those integration. So after this, we'll also reach out to, so that we connect you to our e-commerce or transactional banking experts to be able to support you on that. Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy.
Okay, so thank you very much. I hope Raphael and Mary, your questions have been spoken to. So I'd like to bring this one to a close. I'd like to say thank you very much for everyone who've joined in. For those of you who've joined very early and you've stayed with us up until now, thank you very much. So we hope to see you in the next training session. Thank you very much. I hope that we've been able to speak to your expectation. Thank you very much, Esther, for the presentation. Thank you, Peter, and of course, Anthony, and our colleagues online who've been very busy answering to your question. Gideon, thank you very much, together with Winnie. So I wish you a lovely day and thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Jimmy, and have a very good evening.
All right, thank you very much. Goodbye, guys.